Oh, dang. He knows. And two things for certain. I be wanting to turn this AC down while I be out here. Nobody wants to be cold. It's gonna be on 74 if I turn it down. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. To, to the, I be having maybe down some. Maybe. Oh no, that's not what I will. It was me. Hot. I think I'm going to turn it down a notch. Look, I do not have my AC on 73 or 74. But y'all, when I be getting ready for this and put this, I've been saying it. I said it on yesterday. I said it on yesterday. OMG. And I was doing it not yesterday. Day before yesterday. And I was doing this too. This might got me. I'm cutting up videos. But let me tell you something. Once it start blowing, y'all just see me look around like I don't know what my bed was, but ooh, I just felt a sigh of relief over the front of my forehead. It's so hot. And my AC, I keep my AC on 75. I be fluctuating up to 76 sometimes. I had to turn it down today because I have a window. I didn't even have my AC on. I had my windows up. And the AC came on. It was on 77. I had it on 77 so that I wouldn't be having no so I wouldn't so the AC wouldn't come on while the window was up. Had it on 77. AC came on. It was hot. Still hot. Welcome, 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 you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Sylvie 414, and I is Sylvie, your rough edge lady. Coming to bring you some of that 414, that one in the middle for some balance. Why? Because you're going to see things this way, and they're going to see things this way. And if we come together, some effective communication. People don't always like effective communication. Some people just like to say what they say and just leave it at that. They don't want to receive, they just want to say, and that's not effective communication. And we're going to talk about her. Her name is in the title. How high is too high? We're going to talk about it. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. I am. I am. I'm getting some revelations. I'm creating some disciplines. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Has everything been up and up? No. I've been frustrated. Sometimes I still frustrate easily. Just like right before I came up here when I was preparing my phone to go live. I put all of the information into YouTube because I need a new device. This is what it is. And right now I have what I have. I have two devices, neither of them are new. That one's the newest. And I just need more space because of the things that I do with my device. I really need my computer working on my laptop in there. But I need a new device. So right before I came on, I was putting all of everything in to go live, and then it just froze. I'm trying to tap on the screen and it's not doing nothing. And it was frustrating. Why? Because then I have to start over. And that just burns my britches. I like to go ahead on and get her done. That's all. So, y'all, I don't have, I have the picture of who we're going to talk about. I have the picture up of Yandy Smith. I have the picture up of D.L. Hughley. I always have the precursor. I like these people. I like these people. Welcome, 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 you guys. Bad meaning good? Bad meaning good, I hope. Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. Hey, thank you. Um, I like these people. But I'm hearing what I'm noticing because I watch content for content sometimes. I watch all kinds of things. I watch content on YouTube. I watch TV shows. I watch news. I talk to people. My content can come from any old where. But I hear content creators saying, if I like you, I should be able to say something about you, good, bad, or indifferent. If I like you and I only have, and you only want me to say nice things about you, then I would say, this is just my opinion, I would say that's a sensitivity issue. If you only expect for people to say nice things about you, then that means that you can't take the heat. That's my thought process. And the God had told me, because I have to come out here on these social media streets, that I have to learn how to be able to take the heat. And I just told y'all a few days ago, I think it was last week when I came live, I told y'all about that situation where they called me everything but a child of God. Everything but a child of God. And I had to take it. Why? Because when I come on public social media, anything that I say, post, or do is now on a public platform. It is in a public forum. And when it is public, it's up for grabs for whatever. It's up for grabs for people to love what you say, do, or post. It's up for grabs for people to hate what you say, do, or post. I see so many posts that I go by and be like, um, look, Queen Amadaya say it. Queen Amadaya, if you don't like what the queen is cooking, you know what to do. Like, don't come in my chat. I don't want to say that to people. I don't want to say that to people. If you don't like what I'm doing, you might tell me something that may help me to do something better. Nobody wants to be insulted. I think that this is a way of, protecting people's feelings from insults. I don't want to be insulted. I don't like insults. I ain't even gonna say insults don't hurt my feelings sometimes. That would probably be a lie if I sat up here and said that. But the fact of the matter is you have to build tough skin when you're on social media. That's what I'm learning. What I'm also learning is some of the biggest people on social media. When I say the biggest people, I mean for reals, they won't even own social media before. We used to just watch them on the other TV. That TV right there. Not this TV right here, where I'm on right now. Because I be trying to tell y'all that YouTube is the new TV. And since YouTube is the new TV, now you just see the celebrities. Because Hollywood is not Hollywooding anymore. Or Hollyweird, as they like to call it on these YouTube streets. Hollyweird is not Hollywearding anymore. Not for real, for real. The music industry is, somebody just said, Diddy just blew up the whole music industry. Y'all, I didn't look at it. I'm not Team Diddy. I wasn't Team Diddy when Diddy had artists. I was Team Diddy's artist. Whenever Diddy got in one of his songs, I was like, oh my God, he looks so cornballish. But he did what he did because he had his artist. But I was Team his artist. I mean, it is what it is. I guess some would say if you was his artist, you had to be him because it was his artist. Hey, to each his own. I beg to differ. if I was Team Diddy, I would have loved seeing him perform as well. He was a performer, but if he wasn't performing, I didn't just go. I don't even know if there is any Diddy songs by himself, but I didn't go look for no songs just because they had Diddy in them. Put it like that. I went and looked for Biggie. I went and looked for Maze. I went and looked for 112. You know. I went and looked for Taudo. I went and looked for the artists. I said all of that to say I'm praying. I'm praying. Whatever he may be guilty of, I don't ever want anybody that's guilty of crimes, especially if they heinous, to get off for him. I don't care what the color. I'm going to believe in God that I'm not going to be on the bandwagon because somebody just said on 50 Cent post, I hope you're going to keep that same energy when somebody that don't look like you is in the forefront. Because I find a lot of times that a lot of people that look like me just talk about a lot of people that look like me. They don't talk about all the people, but God told me don't make it a black thing. And that's for several reasons. Let me finish Diddy, and then we're going to come back to don't make it a black thing. I'm praying for Diddy. They say he's not eating anymore because he's scared that they going to do something to him. I mean, but Jeffrey Epstein ain't here no more. And allegedly, he didn't do it to himself. Allegedly. So there are those concerns because one thing for sure and two things for certain, what I said is I can't imagine that the same names ain't on his list that's on that Epstein list. The list that everybody trying to say is fake. Well, this, I saw that list years and years ago, and I didn't know what was going on, but I shared it on Facebook because I was like, oh my God, look at this. Look at all these names. What are they talking about? Babies, they is effeminate. Go look it up in Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. All these peoples is effeminate, or some of them, allegedly. Not homosexual. Effeminate. The King James Version. The effeminate will not inherit the kingdom of God. The King James Version does not say homosexual. And when you define effeminate, you define something totally different than homosexual. Ask me how I know, because I've defined it. So I do pray for him. I do pray for him. Don't make it a black thing. Don't make it a black thing because God sent me here for the most part to talk to women. But God said if I got something for you to say to a man and he don't want to take it, woe to him because truth don't care who tell it. Ask Willie D. Truth don't care who tell it. Nah. And if you negate the truth because it's coming from a woman, haughty is he. Haughty is he. Woo, buddy. Now, that's one of the reasons God said don't make it a black thing. God also said don't make it a black thing. Not because I'm not supposed to uplift my people. The people that look like me and care for them and fight for them. But also because there are going to be some people that don't look like me that are going to be able to help in that race. Now, I was watching TikTok today. I forgot, was it talking about Diddy? I forget what that TikTok was talking about, but I know that the guy whose TikTok it was, my cousin sent it to me. Who was that TikTok talking about? Let me see, do I got TikTok on this phone? I might not even got TikTok on this phone. I don't. But anyway, I forget what he was talking about, but he made the comment that you have to be careful of the Caucasians that you have in your vicinity. Because really, we don't really never know when one like us and when one don't. I just came up here and went live speaking about people that pretend to be humble. So if people can pretend to be humble, they can also pretend to be friendly. And that can be anyone of any color. So come on, people. Let's not play no games. Like this black and white thing ain't a real thing. Like this black and white, we that where DL come in. Well, let's go ahead on and talk about DL here. Let's go ahead on and talk about DL then, because let me ask a question first. Why is it that I can't feel how I feel, express my opinions? Remember I said it's a public platform, and yes, when you're on a public platform, can't tell nobody how to clap back. You cannot tell nobody how to clap back. But why is it that I can't voice my opinion without being attacked? For voicing my opinion, I didn't even attack anybody. I can't voice my opinion. I can't voice a thing that I have heard. That's all that Janet Jackson did. I know that I just came up here and saw Miss Jackson if you nasty. I don't know if that was because I talked about her in DL. I know I talked. Nope. That was because I was talking about Tito. I ripped Tito. Did I do a Tito video? I think I did do a Tito video. I try to do a video when people pass away, y'all. Janet Jackson said that she heard that Kamala's dad was either not black or white. I think she said she heard that he was white. Okay. So we can't say that it's not true that there are those that can come into this country as immigrants and list that they're Caucasian. And there are those of us that can come into this country as immigrants and can't list that they're Caucasian. Anyone seen his birth certificate? Anyone knows what's on his birth certificate? Because again, I'll say, and again, I'll say, and I know that they said that he does have some melanin in him. Who in Jamaica calls themselves black? Who in the West Indies calls themselves black? Because I was in an African American history class with a young lady who was from the West Indies. And when that teacher called her black, she had a fit. Now, I know another young lady from Jamaica who couldn't stand black women until she met them. You think she called herself black and then said she couldn't stand them? And these two women don't look nothing like Kamala and her family. They look more like me. They were darker than me. Now, we probably can go through some other countries, but I'm giving you some tidbits on things that I know personally. But where do people get called black because they changed us from to colored to black? Only in the good old U.S. of A. They're trying to put this on Donald Trump, the former President Donald Trump. They're trying to put it on him as if he created the Kamala is black thing. No. I didn't hear nowhere ever Donald Trump say she was black or she was identifying as black. And I went and I posted the definition for identify. I broke that joke all the way down. When you identify as something, that's something you think. You know, you feel that there go to the emotions. That's what you feel. Led by your emotions. But black, I heard the YouTube streets. People like Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson, Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur. I think those, look, because I had to stop there. I don't think I heard Tasha K or Lovely T. These are the people that I watch. Anthony Brian Logan. I heard these people questioning her black, and Mr. Anthony Brian Logan is a Republican. Yes, he is. And I love him. I watch him. I like his content. I heard these people challenging her blackness before I heard Donald Trump. And it's neither here nor there if she want to call herself, because I came up here and said, per the definition, when you go and you define in Cambridge Dictionary and Urban Dictionary and stuff like that, she could fit the definition of black. But per America, descendants of slaves. American descendants of slaves. Black. Now that people of color, you know, this is take the people of off and then you back to the old school. They just don't have an ED on it because they put people of in the front of it. But if you take the people of out the front of it, then you just cut it. And look, my nephew, ever so many years ago, said that that's what he was anyway. He said he is not black. He is brown. He is colored. I said, well, Lord, he's not lying because there's no black on me anywhere. My mic sounds nice. Check 1. It's black. My mic sounds nice. Check 2. My earphones are black. My mic sounds nice. Check 3. Are you ready? Black. Now, Janet Jackson had to be a black woman with a white nose. All y'all had to get surgery, plastic surgery. All y'all married outside y'all race. Just because she repeated what the news said. And this is coming from someone who had to go on DJ Vlad and say that he didn't do any research when he was running her down in the ground because he ain't like her. He took a new leaf. I'm not Team Iowa, but I did vote for Donald Trump in 2020. I said the same thing for 2024 as I said in 2020. Lord, if you want me to vote, you're going to have to tell me without a shadow of a doubt because I don't care for neither one of these. And ooh, there was. And Trump was my choice. I don't plan on voting in the presidential race, but I do plan on voting in my local. And they're doing everything on the same day this year. We had better get in God's face if my people who are called by my name. Because D.L. Hughley ran that woman down into the ground. An icon. Mr. Protect Black Women. He ran her down into the ground because he didn't agree with what she said. Why is it that we are even considering and concerning ourselves with the race of the person? Because that's emotional. And we got to be excited because it's a black person. I know because I've been there. Barack Obama, I've been there. Bill Clinton. He was something like black. Yeah, because he was the first time I voted. He was something like black. He was cool. And Anthony Brian Logan spoke about that. He came on Arsenio Hall and he played that daggone trumpet, saxophone, excuse me. Them shades on. They know what to do to get you. They know what to do to get you excited. Get your feathers ruffled. Keep you emotional. If you're emotional, you're going to do things in your emotional mind and not in your rational, critically thinking mind. He ran that woman into the ground. Because she said, I ain't watched the news in a couple of days, but they tell me that she white. If you're not excited now, I don't think you're going to be excited. I don't know what you want me to do to get you excited. I have no clue. What you want me to do to get you excited? Kamala got everybody excited. You ain't excited already? That's Kamala. So I just like to say to DL, that was some real feminine type stuff right there. That was some femininity taking control. You're supposed to be balanced in your masculine and your feminine energy. You ran that woman down into the ground because you have a platform. She ain't do nothing different. You should show compassion on her because you did the same thing. You did the same thing because you came back on DJ Vlad TV and said, I was talking about her without any research. I would say she did something different because the news is research, and if she got it from the news, then at least she did have something. You had nothing. And you was going in on Kamala, and now you are just riding her coattail. Because nobody wants democracy to be threatened. But didn't they say something about, won't she supposed to be voted in? Wouldn't that be democracy, that we were supposed to be able to vote her in? Not her riding off of the president now's vote? I'm just asking questions because I be wanting to know some things. Because you ran Mike into the ground because she voiced her on what she had watched. Or you voiced your opinion just on what you had heard. Yeah, that's what you did. Mr. Hughley. Okay, y'all. I just want to say this about Cardi B because I'm watching Cardi B because I be watching. I'm binge watching Love and Hip Hop, so I'm watching Cardi B. So looks like she's cheated on her husband at this point, is what it's looking like. I ain't even went and did no research or anything to that effect. Why? Because I appreciate you retracting that message, sir. I appreciate that. I was on Twitter, and they're both trending, and it looks like she has cheated. And it looks like, I don't know. I thought that they were already separated, though. I thought that they were already separated. I saw all kinds of comments, some comments condoning what she did. As much as he did it to her, she deserved it and everything like that. That's not really how it works. And I'm saying this from experience from my own marriage. When I was married, I say the same thing now that I said that neither one of us was right. And at any given time, we could have came together and decided we don't want to do this and went out there and minded our business. Or stay together, because some people do. I said all that to say it's harder for y'all, and when I say y'all, I mean the man. It's harder for y'all, in my opinion, to stay together once we do it to y'all. It kind of feels like, I'm just going to throw out here what it feels like in my point of view. It kind of feels like, even if y'all are Christians or not, y'all want to resort to the Bible about infidelity because y'all have in y'all's brain that God condones it because Solomon did it. And David did it. And things. And y'all want to be able to do it. Y'all don't understand that when your D is out of control. Kevin Samuels done said put your D up. Y'all don't understand when your D is out of control. That means you don't have some self-control in your area. Y'all want to feel like everything is everything. Until we about to go crazy, because ain't that what I said, Chrissy said the other day. And I know Chris and Jim still together. And she said this in season 1. of Love and Hip Hop New York, which was, I think, was 2005, 2024. And she said back then, I love Jimmy, but the stuff that they put you through is enough to drive a woman crazy. So y'all just want us to go crazy. And once we go crazy, well, it on to the next, on to the next one, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next one. That what y'all want? Y'all just want us to sit and go crazy while y'all just cheat. God forbid if we cheat, cause y'all can't take it. Y'all can't take it. And hats off to the men that continue on with their marriages. My ex-husband would have been one of those men, but I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore. And yes, I had cheated. He cheated from the time that we met until the time that we separated. I didn't, but I cheated. But even after I cheated and we got back together, like you still going. Like he had to drag me through the mud from how he felt based off of me cheating. That's the way I felt, cause it was, and I wasn't even trying to go back. He kept saying, "Let's do this. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. Let's give it another chance." And so after he said that for so long, and it was probably about a year, and he said that because I kept telling him, "No, you're not ready." Because when I did it, I went hard. And it wasn't just because I was trying. I don't think it at all. Like my thought process was not hurt my ex-husband, but my emotions was all screwed up, and the person that was closest to me was hard. It is what it is. I don't make no qualms about things that have gone on in my life because they have molded me to be who I am today at 50. I was in my 20s then. And I knew my mind was all over the place trying to be a mother and the wife of a man who could not control his penis. Period. So I said that to say some of the comments that I heard, that I read, sounded like Offset may be like in a fragile place because y'all don't want us to go out there and do that. Even if things not good between us, y'all don't want us to be out there doing what y'all doing. But y'all don't want to understand. Y'all try to make our mind y'all mind. Y'all try to make our mind y'all mind. Until it turn around and happen to you. If they supposed to work through it, I hope that they work through it. Because I'm team marriage. I always have been team marriage. Even though I left my marriage. Always have been team marriage. Always have been team marriage. Still team marriage. So if they're able to work it out, I do hope that they work it out because sometimes it takes years. My ex-husband and I didn't make it to year 10. I stopped at 9. I stopped at 9. We have been together for 15. We have just only been married for 9. So, I want to say I read something that said it might be a baby involved, like she might be pregnant. That deep. That deep. If it's a baby, I don't know, cause I don't follow. You know, for the most part, when I come up, I do my research on things. But that because I saw Lovely T was about to go live with it, so I'm like, dude, let me get my little opinion on this infidelity stuff. Like, marriage is not easy. Marriage is work. Marriage becomes, in my opinion, it becomes probably more challenging when there's celebrity involved. Because I'm watching these women with these celebrity men, and the women get at you. I can't imagine that men don't get at women. I'm not not even trying to be funny. I'm not a celebrity. But I do know that when I come live and I have men in this, I had a little boy in the chat that told me how beautiful I was because I went to his page and saw that it was a little boy. That is why I try to keep my content as feasible as possible and try not to have a problem with these YouTube rules that they have for us because sometimes parents don't know when their children are on YouTube. When I went to that baby page and saw that baby looked like he wanted more, he said, "Hi, you are so beautiful." So it happens either way, and I can't imagine like if we are people that don't practice self control, that stuff is going to go to your head. I'm telling y'all how God has been preparing me, and all I can do is pray for God's grace as I go forward. Because one thing for sure, and two things for certain, I believe that I'm going to be big. That's not a haughty statement because it took a lot for me to even be able to come up here and say it. I believe that I am going to be known on these streets. God don't tell me I won't go nowhere. I'm watching my YouTube grow. Slowly but surely, but God also told me to be organic. I'm still trying to find God. Look, God also said don't find a niche, which means to me that I don't have no boundaries of where I can go. If I don't gotta find no niche, I'm still learning. I'm gonna say that I'm still learning. I am watching. I am watching other content creators and that's on all platforms to see, how I can be better. I can't make my studio equipment be no better until it can be better. You know what I'm saying? I can't make my studios made by Chicago. I can't do it out my room, but the job is a lot. Now, so all right, we're getting ready to get into the scripture, and then we're gonna talk about Yandy. Cause it's crazy because I be watching these shows because I started talking about Tamar before all that mess came out with Tamar. And while I haven't talked about Yandy, this thing is going on with that thing happened with her and Zale and Rashida. It was um, trending on Twitter a few days ago where they were laughing at I guess him and Saucy Santana are still a couple. I don't know if they're still a couple, but I think I heard that they were a couple. I've never watched those Love and Hip Hops, so I'm binge watching to get. I'm gonna watch Atlanta too, so that once I get there, I'll have some clue of what's going on. Um, but he was speaking, I guess, about the situation with him becoming a father. And regardless of how we may feel about that, I will continue to go back to my nephew has said that he will not only marry a woman, but he will be monogamous to her and have a baby for his mama. If that's what his mama wants, he said that's what he would do. I said that's big. And only overly emotional people are gonna not understand that. You you're just gonna call them. It's a certain number of people that's just gonna say that you gay because you gay. It's only gonna be for a man. A woman could be bisexual, and a man will love it. But a man is only gay. He can't be bisexual. He is only gay. But the fact of the matter is that women love my nephew. I don't know if he screws any of them, but I know they love him. But they'll screw some and makes them pregnant. And I believe that he and Saucy Santana were having an issue because Saucy Santana is trying to, I guess, make him not be a little leery of the young lady that is saying that she's pregnant by him. I guess they might be thinking that it may not be his. Howsoever, I didn't see a lot of the clip, but it showed Yandy and Rashida just laughing at the situation, and Zell didn't think it was funny, so Zell went off, and Zell came back in and was like, yeah. Mendices Kurt. Don't neither one of you heifers got no room to be loud. And he went into depth. So we're going to read the scripture, then we're going to talk a little more about it. Proverbs 25 and 27, it is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not good. Genesis 17 and 17, then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, that is 90 years old, bear? I put there, segue right quick. Not a segue. Sidebar right quick. Did Abraham forget about his ancestors? You know, them ones that lived to be thousands of years old and they was having babies when they were hundreds. He only 100. They was hundreds and having babies. He must have forgot about them, or maybe they didn't teach him, you know, because all that was in real time and they weren't really no word back then because it was all happening in real time. But I can't even imagine because he came years after them. Ain't none of it, you know, they didn't do it because they be telling me about stories that I don't know of because I wasn't born. That's what my family do sometimes. They didn't do that with Abraham. They didn't know that them men was having babies. They was old men. They was having babies. A lot. Big families. Who knows? Maybe Abraham did. I'm assuming he did. Because he was like, God, you funny. 1 Maccabees 16 and 13. Wherefore his heart being lifted up, he thought to get the country to himself, and thereupon consulted deceitfully against Simon and his sons to destroy them. I think that was Cinnabis. Was that Cinnabis? No, I think that was Ptolemy. Yeah, I think it was Ptolemy. Surah Al-Furqan 43. Have you seen, O prophet, the one who has taken their own desires as their God? Will you then be a keeper of them? Now you're taking your own desires as your God. Making your glory as glory and stuff. Rising up in your heart. Thinking highly, too highly of yourself. How high is too high? Let's talk about this honey. If y'all have ever, and my goal is to take a spoonful of honey daily, and it's not easy because although there is something good about honey to me, I can see where too much honey is not good because it's very sweet. Honey will make you vomit if you eat too much of it. It's not like, it's certain things that if I get a spoonful of, I like it. I couldn't dare imagine putting a spoonful of syrup in my mouth. There's no benefit to that. I'm putting this honey in my mouth because there's a benefit to it. But yeah, it's just a bunch of sugar on a spoon. It's natural sugar, but it's sugar on a spoon. You eat too much sugar. You know what happens when you eat too much sugar? Says that man searching their own glory. That's bringing out the animalistic pleasures. And once you have turned in the way of animalistic, that means what you see and you won't get whatever it is. Whatever it is, you won't get it. Says it's not good. Animalistic pleasures are not good for the body. Animalistic pleasures are not good for the soul. Animalistic pleasures are not good for the intellect. All things in moderation. God has never, ever, ever said we were going to be perfect. And there are some that thinks that not being perfect, I don't know what people's definition, what religious folk definitions of not being perfect, but not being perfect is just that. It means you're not going to be perfect. You're going to do something that God does not like. But it is a remnant of folk that walk around this earth like they perfect because they don't smoke, drink, have sex. Yeah, them the big three. Them the big three. Because they don't smoke, drink, or have sex. They're going to think they're perfect. And everybody that don't do that is not even a child of God. And they don't understand that that thought process in and of itself is the same as the thing that you're condemning somebody for doing. That's a haughty judgment. To think that just because somebody smokes a cigarette or a blunt or drinks some alcohol that they are not children of God. Because you don't know what someone's doing in moderation. Now, if you see someone doing something out of control, then you might be warranted in your thoughts and your judgments. But there's a way that God wants you to approach His people, even if you feel like they are out of order. And a lot of times, religiosity does not know how to approach that, because religiosity normally needs to be sweeping around their own front door before they try to sweep around mine. Ooh, yeah. Rise of the animal, that animalistic pleasure, is the fall of the mental, the psyche. You're not thinking straight if everything that you want. I just can't. I think I did. I think I did. I know I did. You can't always get what you want. I just posted that video today. But if you walking in that animalistic pleasure, you searching your own glory. You out there eating all the honey. You want all the honey in your mouth. You're going to be vomiting all over the place. You is going to be all over the place. It says the pampering of the senses, the pampering of the senses is the death of the soul. Pampering your senses. Thinking self can have what it wants, when it wants, how it wants. It can do what it wants. It can say what it wants. It can feel how it wants. There's no self-control in that. That's pampering of the senses. It's the death of the soul. You can't always get what you want. No, you can't always get what you want. Everything in moderation. Too much of anything is bad. Don't leave nothing out. Religiosity. Too much of anything is bad. I talked about that woman on Law and Order that time, walking around like she was the goodest thing in the world, walking around with this smile plastered on her face. Smile is good, but everything in moderation. If you walk around with a smile plastered on your face all day, it make me wonder what's going on in your personal life. And I said something about smile while the show was going on. I had never seen that Law and Order before. By the end of the show, she done exploded. And people walk up to me, and I be trying to have a face that's not a resting bitch face all the time, but I'm not always smiling. But people will walk up to me and be like, "Smile, you look mean." And so I break a smile. I don't be walking around just trying to look mean. I could be walking around just looking like me. I just be walking around just looking like me. Welcome, 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 you guys. I would appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe. I love it. I love it. Searching your own glory is a warning against conceit. I remember that baby said, "What's conceit?" Conceit ain't confident. Conceit is outward. Conceit is concerned about how you look and what people feel and all that stuff like that. So somebody say the wrong thing, it's gonna eat you up on the inside. But you probably gonna bark on the outside. Confidence ain't gonna worry about that. conceit probably would have had me all to pieces. Why? Because I've been conceited. Look, I am working on getting this weight back off because I got comfortable after being homeless for a lot of years. And now having a home of my own, I got comfortable. Started eating some unhealthy things. But this weight has been off of me since 2016. However, I lost the weight prior to 2016. And God said, you're not ready for this weight to be off because you don't know what to do with yourself. You're a little conceited. Conceit is not down on the inside part. So if I'd have went on that post, if I'd have went on that post where they called me everything but a child of God back while I was still conceited, woo. Don't know how to make it through that one. I don't know if I'd have made it through that one. Searching your own glory. Conceit and adulation. What is adulation, you say? Flattery. Flattering yourself. Thinking too highly. If you're flattering yourself, you're thinking too highly of you. Searching your own glory. Your bodily pleasures. It doesn't say this, but I don't think that your bodily pleasures are sickening and disgusting. I think that anything that you do in over excess becomes sickening and disgusting. I don't think that God does not want us to have bodily pleasures. I don't think God wants anything, and God wants it in order. Well, if my people were called by my name, if you ain't called by His name, but there's an order to the way that God wants things done. God is also merciful, understanding that we don't always get everything right all the time. The goal is to strive to do better and be better daily. That comes with sweeping around your own front door. Remember I said anything too much of is bad. It says honey and study are good. I told y'all the honey, I can take a little spoonful of it. I can't imagine I can take 2 spoonfuls. I wouldn't even want to take 2 spoonfuls. Probably gonna go in there and put a spoonful. I ain't put no spoonful in my mouth. They probably gonna put a spoonful in my mouth when I get off this live. Honey and study are good, but if you eat too much honey, you're gonna throw up. It said if you study too much, it says that you may be led to things that are too high or too hard. Too high or too hard for your understanding. Remember that mental. That mental. You got to know that your mind is prepared for some of the things. Some people do things rashly. I'm going to just learn, then I'm going to do it. Is your mind right for that? Has God prepared you for the places that you desire to go? Or are you just eager and antsy? Too much study. Hey, you messed up. I can get with that. I can get with that. Searching your own glory when your desire for human praise becomes a passion. Like you gotta have it. Ain't nothing wrong with passion either. Unless it is only centered on you. God wants us to have a passion for things. But if that passion then interferes with what God wants for you, that's self-glory. That's searching your own glory. When popularity becomes your shrine, when you in it for the likes and the views and the clout, I said when you in it for that. God told me to build a platform. Look at here, look at here. It says that I know that at least 2 people have been in my chat. It says that I have 1 viewer right now. God said to me, and this was before I ever came on social media. This was when people was just saying, you gonna preach. People were saying that, and I was just like, I ain't even never, okay, that's okay. Okay. But then I got a word that said, I don't care if ain't nobody in the room. And this one from a person, I forget where that word came from. I don't care if there ain't nobody in the room. You better still preach, or you better still speak. And all I thought when I got that word was, I'm going to be in a church building and ain't nobody going to be in there? That's going to be weird. I don't care if ain't nobody in the room. I just had a conversation with God. I said, God, you know when I first started doing this, nobody was in the room. But now people be in the room. I ain't say now, God, I got chat googobs and googobs of people. I might got 50 people on my live. If that. Every now and then I get few. I don't had some higher viewed lives, but I ain't. I'm not in here. If I was in here solely for the clout chase, for the likes and the views, I would have given myself to doing what it took to get that. But God told me to come and do what God told me to do, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do that in the best way. But my platforms are still growing, however. We'll see. You are searching your own glory. If you're setting forth your own excellencies, your own. You got to understand that your own is the common denominator. We're talking about people who are children of God. I'm doing scripture study. And I say scripture study because there is Quran and Apocrypha in here. We are talking about people in relationship with God. And if we are putting ourselves first, then where does God fit in? I don't know about y'all. I don't serve a backburner God. And this is coming from someone who knows that I have placed God on the backburner, but I also know that that's not where God belongs. I guess. If you're sounding forth your own praise to seek honor, you're that's people pleasing, really. Because you want the attention of the people. You want to be popular with the people. How else are you popular if not with the people? So you want to do everything. You want to look the part. Make sure you. I got your finances trying to fit the part. Sometimes the finances don't fit the part, and you be trying to act like the finances fit the part so that you can be popular with the people. You're running yourself in the daggone hole. Trying to fit in with the Joneses. He's almost. You want to use all methods necessary to gain popular applause. Applause is only going to come from people. Unless you have an applause machine, and there ain't nobody out there trying to be popular with machines. Unless you are. Unless you are. None of this is glorious or praiseworthy. It's dishonorable. To whom? some natural desires that can run too far. Well, you're trying to chase the bag. You're going to do anything for the bag. We're going to talk about Yandy. The bag, the check. The bag. And ain't nothing wrong with money. You got to have it to live. But when money becomes for the love of money, people will steal from their mother. For the love of money, people will rob their own brother. People don't let money change you. Almighty dollar. Do things, bad things, baby. For the love of money. Do things, bad things, baby. For the love of money. Yeah. For the love of money. Wealth, desire of power, which runs into tyranny. You know, tyranny where you want everybody to do what you say do and think like you think and feel how you feel and vote how you vote. Tyranny. Desire for pleasure, which runs into licentiousness. That's that unprincipled and promiscuous sexual matters. That's when when the bodily pleasures overtake you. Unprincipled sexual matters. Promiscuous. Unprincipled means, that's self-explanatory. No integrity. You down for without. And there are things, natural desires that don't run too far, like knowledge, holiness, assimilation to the Most High. The desire is to be more and more like the Most High. The Most High, G. I say that all the time. I ain't got no problem with being a G. I ain't got no problem with it. Man must understand his true position in the midst of good, evil, and disaster. You must choose carefully. This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. We live in a world that is darkened by the shadow of crime, the shadow of ignorance of all ages, being overtaken by your passions, greed, and then remorse. 9 times out of 10, that remorse comes if you get caught. You have to learn to think soberly and proportionately over everything in life. That means a just reckoning. That was my title last night. A just reckoning. Just reckoning. A right estimation of oneself. Confidence is our portion. I said that last night. Confidence is different from conceit. It is different from haughtiness and arrogance. Haughtiness and arrogance and conceit looks its nose down at everything. That is not it. In some way, shape, or form, and confidence does not have to do that. Haughtiness and arrogance and conceit generally cannot be told anything. And confidence will be told. Alright. Now over here to Abraham falling upon his face and laughing because he was 100 and Sarah was 99. Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100 because 99 and a half won't do. Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100 because 99 got songs in it. I don't own the right to any of them. None of the music. Said he fell upon his face because he was reverencing the Most High God, and he was amazed because he was 100. He was 100, and he didn't have no research amongst soon on the people before him that did it for hundreds and hundreds of years. They was living to 900 and stuff, having babies at 500 and stuff. Excuse me. Excuse me. His laughing was a rejoicing. It wasn't because he distrusted God or that he didn't believe that God did. Well, one commentary said it wasn't because he didn't believe, but the other commentary, because this commentary says that it wasn't because he distrusted and had lack of confidence in God. And then it went to say like Sarah did, and this is what I said. This is what I be saying, God. Sometimes I know you breathe and inspired the word, but sometimes they have to pen because this is the commentary that said that. God didn't breathe and inspire the commentary. Or you like as Sarah did. But all I'm thinking about to myself, because it's like, because Sarah did. Sarah was like, yeah, I'm old. You is not going to give me a baby. You could not be talking to me. So Sarah's did come across as a little more lack of confidence. But to me, Abraham's did too. He started questioning. If you questioning God, your amazement still can be lack of confidence. Because the next commentary said, well, first when he said within his heart, God knew what he was saying, of course, because God knows it all. God knew whether or not he was believing or not believing it. But then it goes on to say in the next commentary that some believe that this verse was exhibiting doubt. When I read it, that's what I believe. That it was exhibiting doubt. Now, instead of searching our own glory when we go to God, we should always be counseling with God. If we have plans and we have things, we should always be counseling with God so that we'll know if what we have lines up with God, so that we'll be able to exhibit the excitement that Abraham exhibited once we confer with God and God gives us our yes or our proceed forward. Because other than that, we search in our own blood. That heart lifted up. That means he became. Excuse me. What did Cardi say? My bad, y'all. I normally have it written down. Oh yeah, it is exactly what it says. Wherefore the heart being lifted up. That means he became too ambitious. Oh, okay. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm a little tired. His heart being lifted up means he became too ambitious. Says he thought he was greater than he was. How high? It's too high. He thought he was greater than he was. He wanted more than he had. He was a rich kid. You know, the other day I came up here and I said the rich are apt to be high-minded. You don't have to have money to be high-minded. But if you are high-minded already and then you get that money in your hand, hey, buddy. Ooh. He was the son of the high priest, the son-in-law of the high priest. Now he was evil because you know, this is unsafe temples. Maccabees brings you to the unsafe temples. If the high priest's son is out here getting high-minded, can you imagine what the high priest is doing? They put a high priest in the temple when they came in there. They put a high priest in the temple that would do all kinds of weird and crazy things. And that's why Judas and them was on their grind and was being called here and there and everywhere. I'm fighting for Israel. Judah. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. So he devised a plan because of his high-mindedness to get rid of those that that would come to protect Judah, and that was Simon and his son. Simon is Judas's brother, Judas Maccabee's brother. All right, going to the surah. Those that make desire their God, they are a slave to lust. They likes all the lust. They likes all the bodily pleasures. They just want to feel good. They want to feel good. That will go hand in hand with what I said earlier. Why do some people just want you to tell them nice things? They want to feel good. A slave to lust is not just sexual, actual. They want to feel good. Compliment me all the time. Flattery, remember? Compliment me all the time. Tell me nice things. Tell me how good I am. I'm going to try to pronounce this prophet's name as best possible. Abu Hurairah, the prophet. Peace be unto you. I feel so disrespectful if I don't put that in there because it is always in there when I go into the Quran. So I put that in there so that I don't forget to say it. Because why? Because I respect the people that the Most High put in place as well. Mm-hmm. So he says, of all the false gods being worshipped and served instead of Allah, the worst in Allah's sight, lust. Lust comes from pride and arrogancy. Now let's talk about it. Yeah. I already tell you what she did. She when she got up there in the box, even when Rashida got up there, she said, I know I got some stuff going on. She was just hurt that Zell brought it. Yandy, on the other hand, it was victim mentality. Like that young lady just one of them indecent baby mamas. Can you not play that? You sound like you're getting ready to start coming from the victim place. I got that. I get that so much with Yandy. The first go around when I was watching it, this go around when I was watching it. I'm watching it with a fresher pair of eyes. But we're going to start with what Juju told me. Because Boo was like, the other day, Boo was like, when I was telling her about Zell and them, she was like, I like Yandy. I said, I don't got no problem with Yandy. I said, but when I like somebody, I can like somebody good, bad, and different. Boo don't watch Love and Hip Hop, so I don't even know where she see Yandy at. Maybe she watching from time to time, but I don't think she watching. But Juju said, Yandy thinks way too highly of herself. And Kimbella followed up with, you're being a mean girl. Because of the way she treated Juju. Because she thought that Juju was speaking about her in the book. And there's no way to prove whether she was or not, really. But if she told you she won't, what can you do? Because that's basically how Yandy went about it, even after the fact. When they was on the reunion, she was like, if she told me that it wasn't about me, I couldn't do nothing but accept it. But that, to me, that says she still believed it was about her, and it could have been about her. But you can't fight what that young lady said if she told you that it won't. But her words, Yandy think too highly of herself, I already had that in tow. I watched Yandy with Rashida, and Remy Ma came back to wind up defending Rashida, even though she saw Yandy's point at first. By the time they got to the reunion, yeah, right. Remy Ma was defending Rashida, or coming to her defense. I won't say she's totally defending her, but she did come to her defense and talk about some of that Yandy-ishness. When Yandy and Chrissy ran into the problem, Yandy was hollering about them checks. I gotta get my checks. I gotta get my checks. And ain't nothing wrong with checks. But she was the common denominator of two people. I don't remember that was season 1 at this point. Of 2 or season 2. There was 2 people who mentioned her and them checks and how she put that money above her. When her and Mendici had the issue about him telling her the baby was in the hospital, that was terrible. Mendici should not have done that. It's in the past, it's gone. He should not have done that. But her statement, when she got on that, on the reunion, she said, what Mendici has to do. She was supposed to be picking up the baby. But she always has a go-to because I ain't gonna knock that she busy. Not gonna knock that she busy. But I believe that statement sometimes people make heartily. And I think she's making it heartily that you can just manage home and family just fine. I think you can do it just fine. I don't think it always works out like that. I think something suffers sometimes. So she says at the reunion, because Mendici was like, you were supposed to be picking him up. And I couldn't get you on the phone. It's the only way I could get you on the phone. She said Mendici's his stuff is more flexible than mine. And all that I got was what he doing ain't as important. This is my opinion. That's what Sylvie does. His stuff ain't as important as mine. So he was good to go get the baby. Because I'm doing important shit. And his not so much. Nah. They got up there, the 2 other mothers, and they don't like Yandy. Now one of them said that Mendici's sister started off not liking Yandy, but then she became Team Yandy. It just be tripping me out. I ain't saying that you can't get to know somebody and start liking them, but sometimes that just trips me out how people can flip the script like that. Cause the way she said it was like she did a flip of the script, and I'm just like, okay, people do that sometimes. So they on the stage, and the issue being, it was like they tried to downplay the relationship. I'm gonna say this: a man with a woman, especially if it's a woman he's trying to be with, I just believe he'll lie to please her sometimes. And this is just seeing things from both sides, because Erica sat on that stage. She gave her account of her and Mendici's relationship. Yandy gives the account that Mendici's gives her. This is the account. Yandy you don't really got the account. You giving the account that Mendici's giving you are cool. But the young lady was like, I'm gonna let y'all sit up here and lie so that y'all can keep the storyline going. Kevin Senior, I just talked about Kevin Senior and Tracy. Kevin Senior was talking about a storyline going on the Braxtons. He's like, y'all don't know everything that's going on. Because I said, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking Tracy. Whatever the storyline is, Tracy left her money to the baby. Whatever the storyline may be. And there may be some craziness to the storyline. I won't negate that because it's TV. TV is trying to keep the money coming. I say the same thing about that. I said if Erica is telling the truth, if she was telling the truth that Yandy was the side chick, you wouldn't know. Because it does not suit. It did not suit the storyline. That's all I'm saying. That's my opinion. I ain't saying she was telling the truth, but I don't know. I ain't in now one of their houses. But what I do know and what I don't understand is why Yandy keep saying that was her and her husband's house, and that young lady's name is on the lease. Her name was on the lease, and she was able to go back and get the locks changed back. And my husband's apartment that I let you stay in, that's not my husband because I got a ring, but I don't care what no piece of paper say. I'm the wife. I guess they doing it in the Eastern world type standards, because in the Western world, she's not the wife. They was like, you didn't marry because you a baby mama like us. I
I'm the wife. You see my ring? This what a wife do. She go change your locks and make you gotta spend money to get your locks changed back. That's what the wife do.
Oh yeah. That's what the wife do. What that is? What that say? Yeah, cause she bounced around that question of marriage until she came out and was like, I don't care what no piece of paper say, when she couldn't bounce around it no more. And then the party, cause she ain't go to now one of them babies' parties, now one of the brothers. And all I did now, I don't know. I don't know if the babies all went with the other two mothers, you know, like they were with, because you saw all the babies on the show before Mendeecees went to jail. I don't know if all of the other two mothers had the babies, but what I do know is she did not allow her babies to attend their siblings' party. And she said that she would basically, I guess, it sounds like from her words, you don't got to worry about them seeing their siblings until Mendeecees get out of jail. I mean, at this point, he's out of jail because he went in 2015. I think he had 8 years, so he should be out of jail at this point. Um, but her words were, they don't got to worry about seeing my babies, basically, until they daddy. I'll let him resolve this when he get out of jail. And I'm just like, Lord, ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Um, but Yandy also got caught up because she said she ain't know Kim Bella was coming to that party. But you think Nina, ain't her name Nina, the one to be hosting? Whatever her name is, she be on it because she be recording some conversation. Because she talked to Mendeecees, and that's how they got Mendeecees' account of the relationship with Erica. And that's when Erica was like, if y'all gonna lie for the storyline, then lie for the storyline. She just didn't seem like she was that. If Mendeecees was lying, Kim Bella wound up calling him a bastard, and Judy like, oh, Judy was gonna get up and do something to Kim Bella. If Mendeecees was lying, Erica is gonna look like, because Yandy was like, he said he was the slide. He said he wish he would have never had no baby. That's it. I keep trying to tell y'all. Anytime you hollering, you wish you would have never had no baby with a chick. It looks poorly on you. It don't look poorly on the chick to me because you chose her. I just said this the last time you chose her. So, um, oh yeah, oh, I done lost my train of thought. Okay, well I'll go back to Camilla. Um, oh yeah, anytime that she could be telling the truth. If she's telling the truth, she's still gonna look bitter because they are one. So if they gonna lie together, it's gonna put her in a bad light. It's gonna put her in a bad light. I said that the other day too. We can't just be so. We don't know these people. We don't know these people. We don't know Yandy. We don't know Mendeecees. To say they ain't lying. One thing for sure, and two things for certain. When Erica told Yandy that on the day that you announced that you was pregnant, he bought me a white Audi with a red bow. That face that Yandy made to me was a face to try to keep it poker. Because she won't respecting that blow. That's what I got from that. She was not expecting that blow, but she knew Kimbella. She told them that she did not know Kimbella was there until after Kimbella got there. She said she was riding around the corner and heard the commotion, but Kimbella talked to her on the phone before she got there. So we know that Yandy will lie. That's all that I'm saying. And then play the victim, and that's what I was getting with her and Zell. I love Zell. I love Zell. And I'm going backwards to all the years before to come back up to Zell. This stuff just happened with Zell last week. I watched Love and Hip Hop when it came out.
This is just my second go around watching it. I watched it when it came out. I'm just confirming what I already felt. And she feels like those young ladies hate her because she got some change. Everybody don't got it. Your best friend called you a mean girl, and your other good friend said you think too highly of yourself. That's not just that situation. Ain't that wrong all the way through the job? If you acting the hell out of that part is all I got to say. And with that being said, you guys, she threw. I appreciate y'all for sitting here with me a spell. We done talked about D.L. Hughley feeling like he had the right to come for the neck of an icon in that horrible feminine way. Look, they used to talk about Peter. How Peter used to like to stay in the women's business. That's what I got from DL. I was watching Kwame Brown today, and Kwame was like, "You always screaming protect the black women. You must be protect the black women until you don't like how they thinking or something they say." But thank y'all. Y'all done stuck with me through DL. We done talked about that bombing and making honey and searching your own glory and all that good stuff like that. Thinking too highly of yourself. We talked about Cardi and Offset for just a split. And then we talked about Yandy and them. Hello, beautiful. Too much honey will make you vomit. Don't be in love with too much, beautiful. That is totally. Sylvie loves you, and I am out. Ow. I'm pinning it. I'm pinning it.